Hi guys, it's Foye, but you can call me Foye.
Hey, this is Lola, but you can call me Lola if you like.
Hey, this is Velisa, and you can call me Vels if you like. And this is the Everybody Hates HR pod, episode 6. Woo!
Good. Well done on 6 episodes, guys.
I know.
Yeah.
Consistency is really consistent.
It is.
Yeah, like we had our first minor hiccup last week,
I know.
and we had to do it with just the two of us, but we're glad you're back now.
Thank you. I'm sorry, guys. Your girl got COVID, so it is.
How are you feeling now?
A lot better. I just have like the small cough here and there, but I've tested negative, so please,
Listen,
don't
please.
look at me sideways.
I'm still free of the sea, and I'd like to say that way. I don't do well when I get like unwell. Like I'm a proper baby about it.
Oh, you're one of those people.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's why I don't try not
that's
to get.
because you're the last one.
I knew. Do you know what?
Yeah,
Yeah. As soon as I said
is.
it, I
It
knew
is
Foye was
though.
gonna say. Listen, yeah. You firstborn. You always have something to say.
I'm middle.
You always have nothing to say.
We just get on with it.
Yeah.
So your week was just recovering, really.
Yeah, it was a lot of recovering. I barely worked. I was obviously home all week, just small, an hour or two here and there. But yeah, it was in bed, Lucozade, Netflix. I watched Severance.
Yes,
I'll talk to you
you
about
told
it.
me. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, that was it really.
How was work? I mean, presumably they were fine.
Yeah, they were fine. They were really supportive and not in a fake way. They literally were like, "Don't log on if you're feeling like unwell." Well, they had everything covered. I was checking my emails, but to be honest, everything was sorted. So it's a nice. I don't feel burdened. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go back and there's so much stuff I need to catch up on, which is good feeling. Yeah.
What'd you get up to?
I'm just trying to sort my life out in general. So I've got a wedding this week on Wednesday, and then I'm traveling out for my son's first holiday on Friday.
Oh,
cute.
Yeah, so but ask me if I even have like shorts to my name to take on holiday.
where are you going?
Spain. You know, I just want to see what it's like to take a young child on a plane, and then depending on how that goes,
because for that kind
we'll go
of flight,
further. It should be all right.
But you know what? Yeah, I always like babies will cry on planes, and like there's nothing you can do if they don't sleep.
True.
They'll cry.
I've been considering buying an iPad just for this plane.
Wow.
I mean, realistically, I feel like most of the people I know that have kids that they have iPads anyway, so you have to get it eventually.
It's
How old
true.
is he?
10 months.
Why do they come with those kind of questions?
No, I'm sorry, but I do also know you're queen of soft life. So if your 10-month-old wants an iPad,
This is why my mum's coming with us.
oh,
I
okay,
love that.
that's nice.
That's because
That's
I'm really
nice.
about that. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, that's your child.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, I love that.
She takes soft life to the extreme.
Yeah.
And Lola.
He's not even in
Challenger
our
now.
room. He's
Lola's
in my
gonna
mum's
challenge
room.
you.
He's not in my room.
It's not gonna be your room. Have you seen that? There's like I saw some reel. I don't know if you've seen it, and it's like this woman. She's like me and my mum's house, pretending like I don't have kids.
That's literally me.
No, I love that.
That should be fun though.
Yeah. What you been up to?
I was just finishing up. Like I think I mentioned last time, I was just finishing up my last contract, and so in December I started working for myself, and I just decided that I'm going to take a month off. So today, I guess is my first official day of fun employment.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love it. I still have to check a few things just to make sure things are ticking along, because I've got like candidates in process and stuff. But I'm not picking up no new work. I am literally waking up when I've been like in the gym. I'm cooking like I like cooking, but sometimes I don't have like enough time. So like I'm gonna do lots of cooking, lots of baking. So I'll be bringing.
Oh,
you guys.
yes.
I need some more.
I was just
banana
gonna say,
cupcake.
yeah, the cakes you made last time were really nice. So if we could make this a weekly,
No,
now that you're not working,
honestly, they
if you
will
want to
be.
experiment with
They
some
will be.
flavors,
But last
I don't mind.
time they were kind of basic. Like next time I'll put like
That was
some
really
cute
nice.
cream.
Yeah, it was
That's
nice.
Some I
basic.
put frosting and stuff on them.
you go for it.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Don't worry.
You
I'm
know
gonna,
when we
I'm gonna, I'm
record,
gonna,
just-
I'm gonna hook you guys up.
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
hook you guys up.
Appreciate
Today
it.
I was cooking. Today I was just making like stew actually and chicken.
Okay.
I'm gonna make
breakfast.
What did you have for breakfast?
steak and eggs.
Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are?
I loved it. It was
You
so
had steak
good.
for breakfast.
I had steak and eggs. for breakfast, yeah. And
How do you like your steak?
A medium.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
same.
That's fine.
No, I don't like that cardboard steak. God forbid.
Chewy.
No, I like it medium. Do you know what? Yeah, medium is good for me. Like I don't want you know, if you get it, like one of my friends, she loves like it rare. It basically moves on the plate, like move. Like I don't like it to cut and then blood squirts somewhere else. You know what I mean? But I don't like it. I like it to be tender. But yeah. And I'm getting so much better, like making like frying a steak off and stuff like that. But yeah, so I've just been chilling basically, and that's what I plan to do for the next month. Yeah, so I got my pedicure. Tomorrow I'm gonna go get. In fact, I actually went to the nail shop. My normal nail shop's black owned in Catford.
Oh, okay.
They couldn't get me an appointment, and on Saturday I was just determined that I was going to get my nails done and a pedi because the situation was severe. And I because I used to play netball, I never used to get my nails done a lot, but like now I'm not playing, so it's fine. So I went there and I got my toes done and it was fine, and then it came through my nails and they had a lot of customers and I felt like she was rushing. And I was like, please don't rush. And I was with my friend. She was like, I'm not rushing. When she finished, like she did, like it was terrible. And I said, you have to take it off.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I told her to take it off. And then she was just like, no one apologized to me, nothing.
Oh.
If you look at my nails now, they're obviously all filed and stuff, like ready to go. Because my natural nails are fine, so I just wanted to get gel. Yeah, and she had to take them off. So I spent hours in that nail salon just to come out with a pedicure annoying. And my nails empty. But I didn't even get too upset about it. I was like, I've got a month.
Yeah, that's true.
I've got nothing but time. I was zen. I forced them to apologize and then I left.
As they should. A sorry is like the bare minimum.
They literally, anyway. Zen. I don't have no time for negative energy. But yeah, I had to explain to them why they should apologize.
No, for real.
But what's been in the act, like, what's been going on HR wise?
I've been out the loop for a week.
What is that? Don't ask me.
Where should we start with Big Brother Gate? Nigerian Big Brother Gate.
Yes. I was a bit surprised when this was like in the news because it actually relates to 2019. The lady in question actually went to sixth form with me. Her name is Kathy. So basically she went.
Naming her.
Everyone knows it. I mean, it's in the press. Surely, yeah, Kathy. PC. Is it Kareem?
Yeah.
So she basically is a police officer, and in 2019 she asked for unpaid leave to go on Big Brother Niger, so Nigerian Big Brother, and they granted her leave, but they said that they denied her request to specifically go on Big Brother. So they said, take the leave, but we don't want you to go on Big Brother. Mm-hmm. What was the reasons they gave again?
The Met brand.
And well-being.
Yeah.
Oh. So yes, they said, they don't want her to go on because they're worried about her own well-being. They won't be able to protect her in the house. Listen, anyway, and then she went anyway.
In the house where? Because it's not in the UK.
Yeah, she said
just
exactly.
You know,
she said we won't know what. I mean, for me, when I was reading the statements, I was feeling like there was a like Nigeria in brackets. We don't know what kind of protections or security there'll be in the Nigerian house, but
she's a police officer. She can protect herself.
Can police
but
officers?
I think they were saying though that she's more of a target because
she's
a police officer. There was like someone
they
might target her because she's a UK police officer.
Basically, they said she can get kidnapped in Nigeria.
That is
and
the
held
undertone
for ransom.
That's literally the undertone. And they said they're
On
sending
TV.
it without her baton, so anything could happen. So she went on Big Brother. She met her husband.
Yeah, so
I
they
didn't
were
even know
blocking her
that part.
blessing.
She met her husband. Now has a baby. And then she returned to work at the police after her leave, apparently. And then I don't know why it took so long, but
That's where it gets higgy for me.
I just don't understand.
understand.
But somehow they just recently concluded the investigation and a disciplinary, and she got a final written warning, but she didn't lose her job.
She didn't lose her job, no.
Do you think it's for them to say what she can do? Like, they obviously said, okay, fine, it's fine for you to be away from work. Do you think it's fine for them to be like, oh, but in your leave, when you're not at work, this is what you can and can't do?
Do you know what? I think the nature of her role, so she's in the police force, they're always going to be extra careful about how they want their employees to be perceived in the public.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I can understand why they would say, we don't want you to go on it. But then it's for her to say, I'm going to go on it, but I understand the consequences. Like, I feel like she should be okay with the consequences in that role. There's other roles that I would be like, there's no reason for you to say
fair,
no.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I agree. I think the same.
They probably have to sign some, like they said, code of conduct that as a police officer, people care what you do in your outside time because you're
a public servant.
Yeah.
So it's just so public.
But at the same time, I feel like they were really inner because it wasn't the UK Big Brother. So
That's
you've gone out of
true.
your way to watch something that it's not
It's not even in
broadcasted.
the
Yeah,
country.
but
That's
to be
true.
fair, as soon as they found out she was there, they were going to be keeping tabs on her. And obviously, if anyone watches Big Brother Niger from 2019, you might remember that allegedly there was some stuff that happened under the covers. So that probably didn't like help the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But even before, like I remember in 2019, when she went in, they already released a statement to say that it was unauthorized. So they were already like, before she even saw anybody, before she laid eyes on, look, if you're going to go in and allegedly, do whatever, let the person come out and marry you.
It's true. It's true. That's what she did.
Exactly.
She found the love of her life.
I feel like there's police officers that have done worse, and
Of course.
Yes, there are.
Definitely.
yeah,
There's
literally,
loads.
it's just like it's not that deep. Like, so if you're in the police, you can't go on reality TV ever, or is it just like? Can you go on a game show?
That's what they're saying.
Do you know, I think Foye's right. It's to do with brand because I feel like most big companies or brands would have a problem with any of their employees going on any reality
Could they
show.
stop? Could they do anything about it?
So somewhere I've worked brought in a policy after somebody did a reality show. So it was something that didn't cross their minds. Then someone did it and won. And then they said, okay, we're not having this again.
The person besmirched the name of the company.
No, they didn't. But I think they were just like, we just don't want this association. You know, I think it's because reality TV is seen as trash. So they don't want to conflate the two. Like, oh, this is what we allow kind of thing.
But if it was a documentary, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
where do you draw the line?
But that's where companies don't want to associate themselves. It just comes down to branding. It's like, oh, if you go on that show, very off brand for us. If something happens, if you go on that show, could be endorsing for us.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So I think it just comes down to what is good for the company, because they're always going to protect themselves first. They'll cover you as well-being, but it's not really about
That's
you.
the thing that annoyed me, because when we read the thing, they said, one of the main reasons was they were really concerned about her mental health.
Lies.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, surely the person themselves is the best judge of what is going to affect
Of course.
their mental health positively or otherwise. Yeah.
And when was an employee in control of? When was an employer in control of an employee's like what they do with their mental health? If that makes sense. If anything, is supporting. So if they said they want to go on it, okay,
We'll support you.
Maybe
You
you're
know
going
what
to
I
ruin
mean?
their mental
It's
health
true.
by
Can't be
blocking
saying
one of
no.
their life dreams.
That's true.
Exactly. They don't know, but she lives to serve another day.
Yeah, still on the beat.
But do you know what though? I wouldn't want to work there anymore. I'm really surprised that she's still there. I would have left.
Yeah, but that's an institutional thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, there could be a policy out. You might like your job, you might like the people that you work with, and the people that you work with directly might not agree. But somebody like in the chain, or do you know what I mean? It might not be. This is different because sometimes it's your line manager that is the one who is, pushing or whatever, and sometimes it's like a company wide thing where it's like it's a policy issue. So it might be that people that she works with are actually quite supportive of her, or it might be that she's just like, I'm gonna stay with you on me or not. I don't know.
True, maybe. But she seems happy. I mean, it's from 2019,
Yeah,
so
and
she
she's
wasn't
still there.
And I feel like
left.
from what I remember, she speaks like loads of languages as well. So it's like probably one of those things as well where I imagine, especially working in like London,
She's
where it's so
useful.
diverse. Yeah, she probably
She's useful.
No, but you know what I mean, like, there's a lot of people that add no value. She's
got leverage.
So she probably is like, at least presumably she's good at her job, because if she wasn't, I'm sure it wouldn't have been the same outcome. And also, do you know what I mean? Like that sort of skill set is probably really useful.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, I hope she's okay.
Yeah, I'm actually happy for her because cases don't usually
End that way.
end that way.
They could have
so-
easily
That's
it
true.
could have easily gone the other way.
Yeah, very quickly. So yeah, happy for her.
Same. I sent something into the group that I didn't necessarily read too tough, but it was about I read it a little bit, but I didn't read I just read one article about the caretaker, the pastor.
Yeah, pastor slash priest, whatever it is.
Yeah, do you remember it?
Yeah, I do actually. So, sorry, the pastor slash priest. He basically also had a full-time job as a caretaker or a part-time job as a caretaker in a school. Obviously, being a pastor slash priest, he has Christian views or Christian values and beliefs, and he made a tweet. He went onto Twitter and made a tweet basically saying something along the lines of, if you are yeah, do you know what, I actually don't want to misquote it. This is not
that's not the thing to misquote.
To be misquoting what someone said. I actually think I might have screen munched it.
Not screen
munch.
Gee, you're showing your age.
Are you? Is this BBM?
What's that? What does that mean?
Girls, I'm gonna be 30, so maybe I'm just showing my age.
Screen munch. I love that for you. You screen munch.
I didn't. Do you know what it is? When I even said it, when you're laughing, I'm like, I don't actually understand what's going on here. I don't understand what's going on here. Have you got it?
Not me just sitting here making you two do all the work.
It's cool. Don't worry. Your time will come. Okay, so he wrote, I've got it. He said, he tweeted, a reminder that Christians should not support or attend LGBTQ Pride Month events held in June. They promote a culture and encourage activities that are contrary to Christian faith and morals. They are especially harmful to children.
Wow.
That's what he said. So, yeah, so he said that. The school then found the tweet somehow and basically put him through a disciplinary process. And a day before the disciplinary hearing was being heard, he quit and left the job. And then he took the school to court. So he sued them and basically was filing discrimination. And long story short, he actually won in court because the judge ruled in his favour, basically saying that he has a right to those views as they're religious.
Even if I think they said something about even if people find your view like unpopular or like even abhorrent, like it is the right to your, that you have the right to your view. And obviously one of the protected characteristics in the Equality Act is religion.
Yeah.
So you're not allowed to discriminate against someone based on their religious views.
Yeah.
And obviously that view for him is rooted in his religion.
Yeah. As opposed to it being homophobic, which is what the school was saying his tweet was. And that's another thing, actually. It wasn't tweets. It wasn't multiple tweets of just sort of like harassment,
one
bashing.
tweet.
Yeah. It was the one tweet. And I think that also sort of worked in his favor when he was in court from the judge's point of view. So what are your thoughts, ladies?
It's very sticky.
It's
because
complex.
First of all, the tweet is wild.
Yes.
In all its entirety, it's very wild. But
I mean,
I think more towards the end, I thought was wild.
the last bit is.
I mean, all of it together is the same theme. Why do you think it's a? I mean,
the bit about being harmful to children for me is like, that's too much, especially when it's literally a school that's
full of children.
Yeah, like I feel like you.
But
it was homophobic. Just
two things can be true.
Yeah.
Two things can be true.
Homophobic. So I feel like it's almost like they've put his religious views above that tweet, because he's not going to tweet hate because he's a priest. So that it was never going to be that way. He was going to do it in that sort of manner because of what he does. So I feel like that's why he got away with it. But it's still
I think the content.
tweet.
I think the content of the tweet is wild.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, in any other situation, I'm thinking, what was the necessity to tweet that tweet? But was he tweeting it to advise his congregation or to advise the people? Was he tweeting it as a religious leader? Like, this is
I think so.
Okay.
Especially because it's the school. Maybe the school had started prepping activities.
But was he
something.
because he was a pastor and a caretaker?
Yeah.
Wasn't he? But he wasn't was he the priest for the school?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
To be fair, it wasn't very. It didn't
Clear.
sort of specify, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like what happened in court with the judge, it could have been completely the opposite if it was a different judge. Like I genuinely feel the thing when it comes to tribunals and court is every day is different, and it depends on who's actually doing that case. I feel like the judge could be a Christian. The judge could have their own sort of biased type of views because his discrimination or protected characteristic is religion, but then also the other protected characteristic here is
sexuality.
Yeah, which is also
but then
protected characteristic.
they would have
one
to be
person,
they would have to be two different things. So, for instance, somebody could have then brought if it's hard because let's say he tweeted that, and then somebody in the school said, "Oh, I feel attacked by his tweet," and then the school did nothing about it. Then that could have been. Then they could raise a grievance against the school as well. So it's hard. But again, two things can be true. What he said can be homophobic and protected. And I can 100% see how it's protected or how somebody would argue that it was.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I guess it's your
view,
the protected characteristic, unless there's it will usually trump other things, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on what the protected characteristic is. So like, for instance, if you're there's cases which are, I guess, very different, but uniform. You have a uniform policy, and my protected characteristic means that I can't go with everything in your uniform policy. The protected characteristic will always win. So whether that's your right to wear hijab or your right to wear a cross or whatever, that will always come above. So it's hard.
Yeah, I think he got away with it because it wasn't a personal attack on one person. I think it made it easier because it's like, where's the real target here? It's literally a view. Yeah. Whereas with him now, he's the target. Yeah. So it's easier to go to court and say it's me. I've had to quit my job because I've got this view. Yeah. I didn't attack anyone. I didn't tell anyone. XYZ. It's just me. So I think that's why he got away with it as well.
But do you not feel like he should have just gone to the hearing?
Yeah, he was.
Why would you quit a day before?
But because he was afraid that he'd be fired, and to be honest, he probably would have. But then go to court. Yeah, but you know how people are whenever you've had disciplinaries, you get people asked that a lot, like, oh, what happens if because people are really afraid. They don't know how referencing works, the first thing, yeah. So and people have this really big fear of being fired. I mean, I've never really feared being fired. I've never been in I've never been in a situation where I had to think about it. But people are really afraid of it. So or they're really afraid that it will be a black mark on their record. Yeah. Even if you get fired,
when people ask you what's gonna happen on my name, on my record? I'm thinking
there's no record. I don't understand. People think that your disciplinary is attached to your NI number. There's no record.
It's honestly that, and every company does blanket
any
reference.
Sensible company, any company which would tell someone that you would. I don't know about the public sector, because I think from schools and hospitals they will say. I think
really.
I think so. I think in hospitals, if you were dismissed, they might tell another NHS trust or whatever that you were. But I don't know if that's because they have NHS sharing. But most companies, they'll just say the dates that you worked there and when you left. They're never
job
gonna.
Title, and the dates you worked there.
But only if you put HR down, because I've seen some people
they'll
put their manager. Don't put your manager. Put HR. Always ask for HR's email, because they're the ones that will do a basic reference. We've had people, well, not where I've previously worked, put a manager's address, and they'll come back with some crazy reference where it's I did not need to know half of this, but thank you, because now they ain't getting
because you ask for everything, right? So when you do a reference, you would ask,
you trick them.
You would ask for everything, even though you would never give it yourself. You ask for the disciplinary record, you ask for their sickness, their salary when they left. You ask for everything, and you fully expect something to come back which says, oh, our policy is to share the standard reference, which is below blah blah blah. But if you send it to a manager, the manager
they will answer everything.
And sometimes I've had managers send me, I've got this reference, I filled it out, can you check it and see if it's okay? And I'll go back, you're not supposed to complete this. And some places I've worked, some of the bigger ones, they have a policy which is you're specifically not allowed to give a reference.
We had that in the previous company that I worked at. all the managers, it was a blanket rule. You do not fill out any references. You send them to HR. If you do want to give out a reference, it's a personal one on you. Like, got nothing to do with the company. And that works, to be fair.
But that's probably why he quit, because people are afraid of this black. Because then you could at least say that you left that business. People are just... Listen, just for everyone who's listening, your disciplinary record, your whatever, it's not attached to your NI number.
Don't be scared.
No, but you know, if you get a really wild employer, like they will, like there's nothing to stop them from doing it besides fear of being sued and all sorts of stuff. But more time, even if you work for a company of a sensible size, if you're working at a one-man band or something, then maybe not.
They might go rogue.
Any reputable company, it doesn't really matter, to be honest.
But I also think, actually, answering my own question, maybe because of his position as a pastor or a priest, that it would also look bad to the community that he got sacked or lost his job. That's true. So maybe he thought, let me just cut ties
for his own rep. This is like a side note, but
I don't know if you're going to say the same thing. I don't think it's going to be
my where I go to one church regularly. Then on New Year's Eve, I go to my old church on Walworth Road, and he went viral on TikTok for dancing to a shower in church. Who? It's got over 1 million views. My priest.
Over 1 million views.
Yeah.
What church you go to?
St. Peter's on Walworth Road.
Sorry, what is it? Was it?
I'll show you the. I'll show you the
Was it
TikTok.
viral in a bad or good way?
Well, people in the comments saying, who at church told him this meant God is good, because obviously it's not in English, so he doesn't know. He's not black.
He doesn't know. Oh, okay. Now it's making sense.
So wait, why was he dancing to it? Why was it playing?
He was cleaning the church.
How is it?
Because he just does TikToks in general, and they get like a couple thousand, but this one literally has over 1 million views because people are like, what the hell? He's like literally swaying from behind.
Listen.
I'm gonna show you it.
If Jesus accepted Mary Magdalene, then
it's true.
He's a priest that he accepts everybody.
It's true.
We stand him.
The message at my church on Sunday was, don't judge. So
there you go. It's
I
a sign.
Be judging him.
Yeah, so that's not what I was saying. So I was in this really so Twitter Spaces has me in the chokehold at the moment. I'm spending so much time in Twitter Spaces, just like when I'm cleaning or doing stuff. And now I'm unemployed, funemployed. I've got bare time. But there was a really scary room, to be honest. It was about like absent fathers and whatnot. And then so there was one guy who somebody came up to basically shame, who's like the father of their child.
Shame?
Yeah, the room was literally called Shame Deadbeats.
I read the hashtag. It was quite
it was scary. It was really scary room.
Wow.
It was really scary. Like women were coming up and just like essentially recounting their trauma and talking about, and they were naming their baby dads. Good. And basically saying like he doesn't do this, doesn't contribute. And one of the guys is running for councillor in Croydon.
I saw it.
He went to my school. This is not how we raised you, son. I don't know. But he went to my school, and I just thought it was wild because like they were tweeting him, and obviously he's also a pastor.
Yeah.
And they were like tweeting him, and they were tweeting at his I think at the party that he's affiliated with.
Okay.
The people are gonna see it, like the people that he works with, and the people that are supporting his campaign and everything. And I just thought, I mean, that's his own issue, but I just thought like that's wild. Like if you read that like as his colleague, like what do you think?
It's crazy.
I'd be thinking I'm not voting for you.
Yeah.
No, but he's already running, and you're his colleague. Like he's representing like
step down.
Do you think
he should? I feel like politics.
It's unsubstantiated.
I mean, actually, someone was watching porn in.
Do you know what? I'm just gonna say now. Yeah, very unpopular view, probably. I feel sorry for Nick Parrish.
What?
Go on, explain yourself.
Actually, you know what? Yeah.
Okay,
Before I jump on you,
he's. Have you seen the interview? Have you seen his interview?
I haven't seen his
interview. Okay, so that is what made me feel sorry for him. So basically,
that's good PR. That's what that is.
He resigned. Listen, he resigned. Obviously, after he was acting like Ray Charles in the whole situation for like the best part of a week. Like, yeah, whoever did that. I think he even said whoever did that was very wild. Like it's very bad. But anyway, so he decided to resign. Boris Johnson went on TV and was basically like, yeah, whoever. If that happened, it was like unacceptable. Blah, blah. So anyway, the reason I feel sorry for him. Let's not even get started on him. Yeah, the reason I feel sorry. Can you imagine? But the reason I feel sorry for him is he did this interview, and he just came out. He was like, okay, look, this is the truth. And I believe the truth that he told. It's the first truth that I've ever believed out of that particular group of people. He came and he said, look, this is the story that he gave. He said he was looking at tractors, and he ended up on a similar site name. I have no idea. I'm not a connoisseur of that sort of content, so I don't know what site it was. But he said I was looking at tractors. I came across this. It was bad. I watched it for like longer than I should have. I closed it. He was like, the actual issue was that on a separate occasion, he searched it and he looked for it, and he was in like chambers, or he was somewhere where he like within his work environment, right? And he said, I'm really sorry and I shouldn't have done it, and it's inexcusable. And then the person that was interviewing was like, but surely you could have viewed that content at home. And I was like, yeah, obviously he knows that. Like, and he was just like holding back his tears. And I was like, I feel sorry for him, because of all the things that these people have done, like in his party, I actually think is one of the more minor offences. He's working with criminals. And his one is actually probably it's very wild. It's like it's clickbaity. Do you know what I mean? It's like oh my god. But it's really one of the more minor offences. What's it?
He'll be fine.
What's his name? Matt Hancock was basically creating pornography with
It's true.
with his mistress. So like, I don't actually think it's he should resign. It was bad. He shouldn't have done it. And like, but I don't think it's that bad. I'm happy that he's resigned, but watching the interview, it did tug on my heartstrings a little bit.
Because you saw watery eyes.
It was just sad. Like, he was basically saying like how he was going to try and fight it and just be like basically a knob like the rest of them. But then it's just basically been affecting his family. So he was like, let me just come and tell the truth. So he came in and told the truth. And it's something that you don't see a lot of the time. People are still, Boris Johnson when they asked Boris Johnson if he had a party, he said, we'll have to see from the review if I had a party. Is he okay? No, I feel sorry for him. I don't care. Okay. It was sad.
That's a mad
You have to
one.
watch the interview. It will tug on your
I'll go and watch
heartstrings
the
a little
interview,
bit.
but I don't think I'll feel sorry for him.
I don't think
I'll treat him like any other employee.
No, but you've done disciplinaries before where you still feel sorry for the people that I've done disciplinaries where someone has done something dumb and they have to be dismissed.
Yeah, that's true.
But I still feel bad for them.
Yeah,
I had an employee that was masturbating in the stairwells. So that's probably the closest I can come to.
I've never experienced
And
anything
he
like
got
that.
caught on multiple different occasions.
No, that's wild. That is wild.
So
by
he's
different women. So different
no.
women came to report him, and they don't know each other.
But
and
that's a
they're
crime.
Yeah, exactly. And there was also a school nearby.
Yeah, no, that I actually also think that's different.
So-
Once he got caught
Was
once,
he young?
yeah.
Sorry.
He was the same age as me at that time. So I think he was like 26.
Oh my god.
And also, don't they have
25 or
toilets?
26.
Not to say you shouldn't be doing that at work, but
no,
surely
but
there's
some people get a kick out of doing it in public. It's part of like the.
It's part
Don't
of the
ask me how I
mental.
know,
Yeah,
I just know.
exactly. And also in his disciplinary, so his trousers was caught down by all these women.
Please
that
tell me he
saw
took his
him.
trousers off in the disciplinary.
So in his disciplinary, the question was asked. So I was quite junior in my career here, so I was just note taking. But that's where you get all the tea.
Yeah.
So basically, in that disciplinary, they asked him. They said, "So why was your trousers caught down on all like these occasions?"
Oh, did he deny it?
No, yeah, and he was like, "The uniform you gave me is too big." So the trousers don't fit. They always drop down. That was his excuse.
But only in the stairwell.
Only in the stairwell.
Yeah, because he's taking the stairs, so he has
Whilst
to move.
you're doing stuff. But anyway, and he was also like, please can you not send anything to my house? My mum opens the post. She opens my letters. So why are you doing
Madness.
stupidness?
Maybe his mum, maybe he had they have an open door policy, so this is the only place that he can do it because he can't do it at home.
No, you've got a room, I'm sure. You can go in the toilet.
No,
It's
that's
true.
what I don't understand. I'm like, okay, you shouldn't be doing it at work. But if you were going to do it at work, surely you would find somewhere that he must have wanted to.
I'm telling you, it's
He
a
must
kick.
have got
You
a
want to
kick
get
out of it,
caught. Yeah.
So the decision, they were deciding basically, he got dismissed, but the next part was, do we tell the police? Because he was doing it near a school.
Probably.
And it's a crime. You can't expose yourself to random
exactly.
people.
So they told the police, but then they also felt really sorry for him. So they were trying to help him find a new job, but also also give him support, like mental health support, because
he probably needed. Yeah.
So, but he also said that they asked him, does he have any mitigating circumstances that we need to be aware of?
He should have said he was a sex addict.
Yeah, as to why he behaves like this, and he said no. And obviously, you can't tell. I was I
You
don't
were
want
like
to
this,
judge,
blink twice.
but I was looking at him like, you need to be saying that there's an issue.
Like, yes,
Like, help yourself.
Exactly. And he was like, no. So it's what can you
He
do?
probably doesn't even know
Wow.
that. That's not normal behavior.
It's not.
It's not.
That's
So
why I'm
there
like, there's
there
something.
probably is
There is
something.
Wow.
a mitigating circumstance. But yeah, long and short of it, if anyone's watching porn, I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry
Yeah,
for you.
no, he shouldn't.
At work.
He shouldn't have been doing it. Like, I'm happy that he resigned. It was the right thing to do. It was terrible, which is pretty much what he said. If you watch the interviewer is like, so what was going through your mind when you did it? And he's like, it was dumb. Like, nothing was going through. I just wasn't thinking. I was, but surely you could have viewed it at home. Oh yes, I could have, and it's just terrible. So how do you feel about it now? Well, obviously I feel very bad. Like, that's how the interview was, and I just
Okay.
felt like, but Boris Johnson is
Yeah, Boris.
he's probably at Shubs now.
Probably.
That useless guy.
Probably. His
Yeah,
name
so
even
I
just
felt
irks me.
a bit sorry for him.
Okay. That's really new for you. I feel like you you tend to be more cutthroat.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I believe maybe I was drawn in by his crocodile tears in it.
Wow. A HR professional being drawn in by
But do you know what?
crocodile
Do you remember I
tears.
said this thing? Yeah, and it's probably very toxic of me, and I know it is. But remember I said a few episodes ago that when I see men cry, I don't know, something. It's just, it feels more compelling.
You did say that.
It
You
feels
did,
more compelling.
yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's really bad. It's probably very toxic of
You
me.
should work on that.
You should.
Men should cry
We
more.
should unpack that in another
we
episode.
should. But men should cry more. They're always holding stuff in. That's why they have, like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, like, more issues. I'm glad he was able to express himself. But yeah, no, usually I don't care. But I like honesty.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. We don't have any dilemmas this week, do we?
No. Do you want to talk about that? I don't know how long we've been recording for, but do you want to talk about the ethnic minority spending? Was it black people or ethnic minority in general?
Yeah, it was ethnic minorities.
Yeah.
So it was in people management, and it was about how ethnic minorities statistically have to spend an extra 58 minutes in the workplace compared to their white peers to earn the same amount of money. So like equal value.
Does that mean like the I don't know obviously how the study works, but are they actually spending more time, or are they saying we tend to spend more time in the office, or that in order for us to earn the same amount of money we'd have to put in more hours?
Basically that.
Okay.
Yeah, like to show equal value of our white peers that would do the same work between 9 to 5, but we have to go the extra mile to show that we are also worth X amount of money too.
I feel like that is so like PTSD because I don't mean as in me personally, but I'm just saying as black people, because growing up, how many times have you heard the whole you have to work twice as hard and all of that, and then statistics are now proving or like agreeing with that quote. So that is a bit
Sad.
yeah.
People say, like, it was like our elders, I guess, that were saying it, and they weren't lying. They were saying it because it's true, and it's still true. Like, and I feel like I've experienced that as well. Not necessarily in terms of hours, but definitely in terms of the kind of work you put in. And like, I remember in one of my first roles, I joined as in part of a cohort, and I didn't get any work for a very long time. Like, people just wouldn't give me work. And I was thinking, why won't they give me work? And they like, I've worked in like professional service environments for a very long time. So in like, you know, like in law firms, whatever, you track your time. So you have to write what you do all day. And if you don't have any work, you have nothing to put in your timesheet. So they can track your utilization. So some people be 80% utilized. There was 1 month when I was 2% utilized because I was working on non-chargeable work. And then they were like, I remember I had like a coach. He came and he said to me, "Oh, your utilization is really down. So I've got some work for you. It's not chargeable." And I said, "How is that going to help me?"
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like at the time it's because you could look at the cohort. I was the only black person, only like minority, and you could see that like it was just easier for them to give other people work, or at least that was what it was in my mind. Like they feel like they might get on better with somebody else. And I remember I did really well actually working there. But it was because there was a guy who was like a couple of years above me. He was like an assistant manager at the time, and we had a mutual friend. He was Asian, and he came to me one day. He was just like, your utilization is really low. I was like, I know, no one will give me work. He said, I'm going to put you on my project, and if you do a good job, I'll tell everyone that you did a good job.
Aww.
And obviously I smashed it because I'm great at my job. So, so he put me on his project and I killed it. And he literally went and told everybody that I was really good. And that is how my career really started. Aww. Like, he told everybody. I remember there was a day a manager messaged me. She was like, I've heard really good things about you working on this client. I can't wait to work with you. And I was thinking, I've been here for 6 months. But
That's
honestly,
so sad though.
It's so sad, but I will never forget him, ever.
Yeah.
I'll never forget him. Yeah. Because he literally like changed the trajectory of my career. And I don't know if it's because, again, he was from a minority group that he could see what was happening or whatever, but he literally pulled me aside and said, I'm going to put you on my project and I will tell everyone that you're good if you do a good job. And that was like, it literally changed my career.
I think it's so sad that people experience that in the workplace, because you're not going to be the only person that feels that way. But it's just so sad that you kind of have to rely on someone else who's been through the trenches and can see it and then bring you in.
Imagine if you didn't have that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know what would have happened. I would have just probably got really frustrated and left, or they would have. I might have been subject to some sort of performance thing. Do you know what I mean? But after that, it was just like I was absolutely flying. I had great utilization. Everybody wanted to work with me, and yeah, like it was great. But I honestly think that's part of it. Like, I felt like, what do I need to do to get work?
Yeah.
You know, I'm asking people for work. I'm asking to be put on projects. Like, what do I need to do extra to have the same output? So.
Why do you think that, because those stats are quite recent, I'm assuming, so with this whole diversity and inclusion and
it's all
of this,
but it probably is better.
Like
it said 58 minutes. 10 years ago, it probably would have been 1 hour, 58 minutes.
It's true. But that's on average.
Yeah.
There must be some people who feel like they have to stay in the office or work from home till stupid o'clock because they want to look like they're doing loads of work. Well, so me and my peer, I was covering my manager because my manager was on paternity. You know exactly who you are. I just want you to know that I don't even care that you know this about you. Because you're in my DMs now. I just want you to know it's about you. So I was covering him when he was on paternity, and I did so many cases because I was literally covering my area and his area, and I was up for promotion. And he basically said, I found out after the fact from a different manager that I was up for promotion. And he said, no, but promoted my white peer who was from the same country as him, looks the same as him, like same eye color, everything. And she had less casework than I did.
And she also didn't do all his work for him.
Whilst he was on paternity.
Literally. And all the managers apparently were like, are you sure? You sure you don't want to promote her? You sure you don't? He was like, no. So when I found that out, I blocked him on every single platform you can think of. I didn't speak to him again. And he left. And I was like, you really tried to like hold me back.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's not even that long ago. So it was like, oh wow. And he's very performative when it comes to D&I. He's all very much like, he was like, oh, you know, I love black in HR, blah 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 blah. And that's what you was doing to me behind. You know he what?
Honestly, you remember these people in your career.
100%.
Of course. They add to your villain story.
That is my villain story.
I've been speaking to somebody recently who I know, just coaching them through a particular situation. There's 2 of them in the role, 1 black, 1 white, and the white one is basically being treated like, I guess, being given more like the benefit of the doubt, or being given different work, or being given more work, or more of the sexy work, do you know what I mean? And the other stuff is being left. And I know the organisation really well, and I do definitely believe it is not necessarily we don't like black people, we don't want you here, but you know, there's lots of different biases that sometimes can be related to like ethnicity or whatever. Like, for instance, the way you speak, like the way I think I said to you guys before, like when I started at Deloitte, I was literally bullied senselessly. I never even told anybody. I had someone who said that I sounded like, like I sounded like I was from the street and I didn't know how to talk properly and all of that other kind of stuff. But stuff like that, it does, like, those are the kind of things sometimes, even though that's not necessarily to do with ethnicity, it's to do with where we grew up, but Black vernacular, right? But those are the kind of things that people will hear you and think, okay, this person is more credible than another. So it means that in order for you, because of the way you sound or because of the way you look, you have to do more to prove that you're credible. Whereas if you look like the standard cookie cutter, they just, you know, they assign credibility to you as standard. So I think that's part of it. And that's why sometimes we end up having to do more work to prove ourselves, because the view that you have of us is already like 3 steps back. Because we sound like this, maybe we're not as professional. Because we look like this, maybe we're not as professional. And it's something a lot of Black men have to struggle with as well, because they spend so much time minimizing themselves at work so that people don't think they're aggressive or that they're whatever, that they then have to end up like, they spend all this time and effort to minimize themselves, and then they have to put in extra time and effort to make themselves more palatable.
But I think also equally women, because we do it with our hair, we do it with our nails. You're like, if you're someone who likes long nails,
I don't know how you type things.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Man.
I do.
Exactly.
I manage.
It's so colourful. Or do you know what I mean? It's not your basic French manicure or whatever. You've gone and put blings, diamonds or whatever. I wouldn't recommend. But if that's, do you know what I mean? If that's who you are, and it actually doesn't take anything away from you doing your job. But you will just get perceived a certain type of way, or you wear, I don't know, you come in on Dress Down Fridays in like head to toe designer when that's what you would do normally. But it's like, the
do you know what?
Like,
That's so funny that you said that. There's a I know this girl, and she was messaging me recently, and she started like a new job maybe like a couple months ago, and I don't know if her team thought it was banter, but they were basically saying that why does she have like all this designer stuff? Like she has like a Chanel bag, she wears like Chanel trainers. That's what she likes, isn't it? Like let her enjoy life. She's a material girl, exactly. She likes it. And they were asking her like, why do you always wear this? Because this is what I wear.
Because it's the best
That's what I like.
It's genre.
Yeah. But I think they think, oh, we earn more money than you, and we that. That's your own business.
that's your
We have
business.
different priorities.
Exactly.
You're not on the roster.
Yeah, but no, that is, it's just stuff like that. Like,
it's because people pocket watch for you.
Yeah.
They're like, if we're on the same salary and I can only afford to do this, or I'm doing this, how can you be affording to do that? But everyone's background is different. Some people are paying a mortgage. Some people are living at home rent free. Like,
some people like designer. Like,
it's true.
Let them enjoy.
Everyone should mind their business.
It's true. Saying that though, I had a D&I exercise with one of the VPs because it was off-site. I'm not gonna lie, I watched everything she wore every day. I was like, she's got red bottoms on. She's got Stella
no, but didn't you watch it in like an aspirational, like that should be me?
Yeah.
You didn't watch it like, why is she?
Yeah.
It was
just
watched
like,
it like,
I want that.
me. That's what I want for
She even
myself.
has a hairdresser come to her house in the morning. I was like, I need that.
That's what I'm saying. But you wouldn't think, oh, why is she? No, you wouldn't.
No.
Exactly. Do you know what? I would have said that I'm not really one of the people to like do that kind of stuff now. But just when you said about nails, like when I was gonna get my nails, when I was now thinking about getting my nails done, I was like, listen, I ain't got to go to work. No one can judge my fingers. Listen, I might end up with nails like Bobrisky. I don't know if you've seen Bobrisky's nails, yeah? But like, he's literally got all has got all these diamantes and everything all over her nails. And I love it. I love it for her. And I love that for me as well. I was like, maybe that's what I'll do. But it's not something that you would rock up to the office with. But why not?
Yeah.
It's true. You should do what you want. I got to a point where I was wearing tracksuits all the time, and I got mad comments like, I love an Adidas tracksuit, so that's all I would wear to the office. And someone was, "Oh, you're Stormzy." I said,
I was about to say Missy Elliott.
Stormzy. I was like, "Are you sick? Like, what does that even mean? Like, what are you saying right now?"
Stormzy loves Adidas tracksuit.
Like, I was like, I'm just trying to be comfortable, and you're here like, "Oh, Stormzy, no." Like, what is the correlation? Because we're black and both wear Adidas.
That is the correlation.
By that token, you could literally be Missy Elliott.
But do you feel like you actually do that? As in, okay, you maybe not so, but I think where you work is actually quite flexible. Yeah, in that sense.
Yeah.
Do you feel like whenever you're working that you're going in kind of having to?
Do you know what? In my last contract that I just finished, it's like it's a fintech business, right?
Yeah.
But you get different types of people. Like you get people who feel like it's a tech environment, you can be more dressed down. And there's one particular manager, and he wears a suit every day. It's not giving tech, but it's giving financial services, right?
Yeah.
And then he was talking to somebody talking about the dress code, because we were looking at the handbook. They still have a handbook.
Yeah.
And was looking at it, and they were talking about the dress code, and we had to rewrite the whole thing because it just didn't. I think it said people should be tastefully dressed or something.
Oh.
It just didn't. It didn't make exactly. It didn't make any sense. We were rewriting it, and we had mentioned it to him, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, I think for a man, you should be wearing a shirt, and you should be wearing a button-down shirt and I was literally sat there in ripped jeans."
Yeah, because in 2022,
who cares?
And I was like, so do you not like my jeans? And he was just like, no comment.
Wow.
But the only thing I won't wear now, the only clothes that I have that I won't wear to the office is I have some jeans and the rips are up to the thigh.
Okay, yeah.
So that I don't wear those. But if they have rips in the knee,
that's fine.
I'm fine with that. But the thigh ones, I'm like, no, I don't want to distract people in the office.
That's too funny. I feel like I do it subconsciously. I don't even do it intentionally, but I do feel like I'm very conscious of what I'm wearing when I'm going into the office. So, and that's mainly in my hair and my nails. I feel like my makeup doesn't change. I don't care if you think it's too much or too little. I don't care. Like that doesn't change. But my hair is I've always had a middle part or side part black weave.
Really?
Always. I don't put colour in it.
But is the reason, do you not just like it, or do you?
Braids.
No,
is
it?
And this is the thing. I feel like if I wasn't doing a 9 to 5, I've always looked at like colour and all of this and braids and passion.
Sis,
and I'm
dye
like,
your hair.
if I wasn't doing the 9 to 5, I would just experiment and try these things.
Now. This is your sign. Do it.
So we're just finding out that Foye's in shackles.
But I don't know if it was you that I was telling. I told someone anyway. In this new role that I'm in, I feel so free. I feel liberated. I'm like,
lovely.
I cannot wait to put my braids in all the way down here.
I love that.
Listen, get the arse length braids and enjoy
it's
life.
coming. I'm waiting for summer. It's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
do it.
But yeah, it's subconscious. It's not that anyone's ever told me, and they might not even look at me a type of way. But it's just something I've put on myself from early, because I've always felt like if I want to go far, I have to conform a little bit, and I don't think I'm alone in it.
No, you're not. You're not alone at all.
But it's just my truth.
No, honestly, I kind of got over that because funny thing actually, when I was starting my first like proper corporate job, I was transitioning like my hair. Yeah, not my gender.
I'm just like, wait, what's going on?
for the natural hair babes, you'll get it. Yeah, I was going from having relaxed hair to having relaxed hair to growing out my hair natural, and then I got a job. It was actually at Deloitte, so I got that job, and then I thought, oh, what am I gonna do? I can't really go like it wasn't. I was working in NHS at the time, right? So I'd started NHS. They love a 50-year-old lady, black lady with locks. Like that vibe in it. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. But then I was like, when I got the job at Deloitte, I was like, oh, what am I gonna do with my hair? And I relaxed my hair.
Really?
I got the job and I relaxed my hair, and then I regretted it. Like when I showed up, I just regretted it so much. And so I literally went through the process again. I cut off my hair and it was like short and had a little afro. Apparently, I look like Macy Gray. You always have to look like somebody, isn't it? But I went through that. Like I got over all of that, and then I used to change my hair like regularly. That is so much that like it became like a few people would make a comment, but then after that it was just a thing. There was one time actually I was actually going through a hard time. It was like towards the end of my exams, and one of the people came and said, Lola, you haven't changed your hair in a while, is everything okay? And it was supposed to be a joke, but things were not okay. But it became like normal. So when I used to change my hair, I was there for 5 years, like nobody really said anything. Or you might hear people say, oh, this is my favorite one so far, but nothing like really offensive or anything like that. And I just got over it, but I was so worried about it, so worried about it. But I was consciously I consciously thought I cannot. That's sad. Like
it is because people who are not black, they're not thinking this. They're not thinking, oh my gosh, I can't curl my hair, or oh my gosh, I can't put these extensions in, or dye it. Like they will rock up with pink hair, and people be like, your hair looks nice.
It's true. I haven't really been too conscious about hairstyles, but I will take my time to change my hair. Okay. And I won't change it too often because I'm like, I need them to still recognize me.
Yeah. No, I've definitely had that. Like, I didn't recognize you. It's like, why? My face is the same.
It's
so
me.
I'll take my time before I change.
No, I will literally show up. Like I could I could do my, if the slot that I can get to do my hair is on a Wednesday you'll see me do my hair in the evening. On Thursday I look different, and I don't care. I just don't care.
That's so funny because do you know why I'm laughing? Because people will really be like, yeah, like a whole new person has walked in the door.
I've actually had times where I've come in and I've smiled at someone. Oh, you're right. And said hi, and they're looking at me, and then it takes them like 3 seconds to actually get it, and it's like. I know what your face looks like. If you changed your hair, I would recognize you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
it's
also
not
dramatic.
I'm the only black person here. So
It's true.
how do you not recognize me? It's actually wild. The only time actually I ever was concerned about my hair is when I cut my hair again, and I had like a shaved side, and I just feel like it's not.
Was that a phase?
Pardon?
The Rihanna phase.
No. I went through that. I went through that phase. I was at uni, and I just got like a. I didn't want to call it a high top. I'll show you some pictures, but
A high top?
it wasn't a high top, but it was higher on the top. It was.
It wasn't a high top.
It wasn't a high top. It wasn't a high top, but it was higher on the top.
Lola, you have to show me.
It was a look. Listen, it was buff. It was buff.
need to
Anyway, I
see
did
it.
that, and then you could see my scalp, and I just feel like scalp is not something that you see. Besides partings, yeah, you don't often see people's scalp.
No,
So that was the only time I was really worried.
Oh gosh.
It was buff.
Lola, just bring the picture.
I'm not laughing too hard. I'm just like, I want to see it. I want to see it.
I'm gonna put anyone who follows us on Instagram. I'm gonna post it.
Yeah, post it.
It was buff. I stand by it. That's my, you know what that means? That's my man. That's my hair. I'm gonna stick beside it.
Oh
I
gosh.
feel like we're probably
That
out
is
of time.
probably
Yeah.
a good place to end.
This was fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you guys the picture.
I'm glad to be back. But yeah.
I missed you last week.
Thank
did.
you. I miss you guys too. But you guys, you smashed it though.
No, but we specifically missed you at this point.
Oh, sorry. The bit where I do a long spiel about these are our socials, guys. Make
Yeah.
sure you follow us and subscribe and yada yada.
You do such a good impression of yourself.
But yeah, obviously the social is all below, and we're on all of your favorite platforms. Please subscribe on YouTube and rate us a 5 on Spotify if you think we're a 5. Obviously, if you don't, just don't rate us.
I won't talk.
But yeah, that's it.
Oh, and you can also rate us on iTunes. I didn't realize, but people have been rating us.
Oh, really?
Oh, have they?
5 stars.
I don't have
Exclusively.
iTunes.
Me either.
So Apple Podcasts or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have that.
You must have it. You have an iPhone. It's free.
I'm not gonna lie. I just downloaded it to hear what Kelechi had to say on Saying My Mind podcast.
Is it only on
Monday?
Is it only on Apple Podcasts?
It wasn't on Spotify. So anyway, I clicked the link just to scroll to 58 minutes just to hear what she had to say.
About.
Oh, we'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay. All right then. Well, thanks for watching,
Thank
guys.
you.
That's a wrap.
Bye.